Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm doing a fun video today hopefully, and it's my top 10 things that I don't use in the motorhome. So let's start at number 1. Gas ovens. The gas oven I've got, it takes ages to heat up. So you could order a Chinese, get it delivered, and you could have eaten it before you warm a hot pie up. So if you see the little clip, you'll see it's just full of pots and pans, and that's what I use mine for, but it's nice and clean, put it that way. Number 2, I'm cheating already. It's the LPG refillable bottles. It's the weight that I'm thinking about. They're full up, they've been full up for 3 months and I've never used them. As I've already said, I don't use the gas very often and they're just sitting there full up. If in emergency I need to use them, I can do. If I'm off grid, which I don't do very much, I can use them. So it's either or with those ones, but I don't use it. And in at number 3 is a one that I pretty much know a lot of people don't use, and that is the shower. To be fair, it's going to be hard for me to get in the shower, and even just washing an arm and a leg, it's going to be tough. And don't drop the soap, that's for sure, because you'll not be able to pick it back up. And then for drying yourself afterwards, it's going to be a nightmare. So I just use on-site facilities. So it's there, but I don't use it. This is number 4, and it is also another controversial one. It is an awning. I've got a built-in Fiamma awning, and I've only had it out twice in 2 years. Now, why don't I have it out? You pull it out and it starts bloody wind. The wind gets up, doesn't it? And it starts blowing, and it's like a blooming kite. And to prove my point, a few weeks ago I was on a site, and this couple were packing up the awning and the van for to go home the next day, and as he was doing it, he went, and it was scratching, and eventually it went pop, and it just sort of like came off, but it was still hanging by bolts, but there was bolts missing, and so he had to get a lend of an angle grinder off somebody and cut the whole thing off, and he hasn't gone on anymore. So number 4, awning. I don't use mine. 5 is the TV. Now I've got a TV that comes out, it comes round the corner, I can watch it in bed if I want to, and it's got satellite TV as well on the roof, but I don't use it. I don't use the TV because I've got a separate monitor, and also I've got my iPad and my phone for looking at things. I've got a Fire Stick that plugs into the monitor, and I can watch YouTube and Netflix if I want to watch Netflix and all them other goodies. So I don't really have a need for the TV. Plus, when you're in a campsite or on a campsite, how often is the trees around and you can't get a signal? So yeah, somebody paid £800 to have it installed many years ago, but it ain't doing much now. There's number 6, and again it's another controversial one. It's toilet cleaning fluid, or the Elson type cleaning fluids you can get, the blue and the green. Blue if you're able to put it down your normal toilet, but green if you have a septic tank where on a site where they only accept degradable chemicals. Now I don't use them anymore, and the reason is there was a point when I ran out and I couldn't get any more on this site, and I was there for another week. So what happened was I just kept emptying the bin cassette every morning, and it was no problem. Some people put Zoflorine in theirs. I've got a little bit of like plastic cleaner which I just spray down, and it seems to do the job. Save yourself 14 quid a bottle. Might be controversial, but no problem. Okay, number 7 is a barbecue external gas point. The van came with it from manufacturer, and I've never used it. It's not doing anything, it's just sitting there, but underneath it's got pipe work for gas in the locker area, so I've got to be careful every time I push something in that I'm not going to push against the gas. So I don't use mine. If you get one of these like Kadak type barbecues, others are probably available. I find they look quite bulky, and for the amount of times that you might get to use it, it's going to take up a lot of space. So external barbecues I just do not use. Bearing in mind I live full time in my motorhome, so I've got nowhere to store things during winter, and I've got nowhere to live in winter except in the van, so I've never used it, but it's there. Nearly there with the end of the top 10 list, and number 8 is a SatNav. I have an ordinary old SatNav that I bought for the motorhome. It's total rubbish. It's very slow. So it's in the glove box for emergencies. I use Google Maps, and I, rather than just accepting which way I'm gonna drive, I look at the maps, I zoom in and make sure that the roads are at least a motorway, an A road or a B road where you can get down, or if it requires just a small track to the final destination point, fine. But things like bridges, I always check them. I'm going to Barnard Castle shortly, and there's a bridge it wants me to cross, so I've taken a diversion around to avoid that bridge because I cannot find the width of it, and the only photographs on Google Maps on Street View is some little bubble car going over in front of the the Google Maps car, and I ain't a bubble I'm not a bubble car. I'm not a bubble car, put it that way. I'm 2.4 meters wide, and I'm not going to get stuck on a bridge because it's not going to get us off. Right, I'm jumping all over the place here. Number 9 in my list of top 10 things I do not use in my motorhome, and this one is a bike rack. Now, before you say anything, I've never used a bike for over 25 years. Maybe I should start, shouldn't I? Okay, I might try that, but I don't use my bike rack. In fact, there was a bike chain attached to it, and it was there for a year and a half. I've got it cut off, but it's there. It looks like I'm an athlete and that, but there's no peaks on it, so I don't use it. And it makes it harder to park in car parks for shopping and stuff like that. As well as being 7.35 wide, long. The van is actually 7.35 plus the bike rack, which is probably nearly half a meter. So yeah, don't use them. Right, last but not least, and number 10, and some people will do this and some people will not. It's water, hot and cold water. I don't store any water on the van in the tanks, in the waste tanks. It's too much of an effort filling them up. It's too much of an effort emptying the waste, and you do your washing in the sinks, and all your sink gets gunged up with rubbish, and you get all the associated smells with the stuff you put down. So I do all my washing at the campsite, at the facility block. I drink water from water containers that I got from Amazon, foldable bags, and I fill them on the site. Fortunately, I've been in some nice places, so Northumberland, Yorkshire, Lincolnshire, and the water is fine. It's perfectly fine there. If I was further down the south, it might be a bit too hard for me, and I'll go bottled water from the shop, but I don't pay for the water. It's included in the cost of the thing. But yeah, I don't use water in the systems. And you hear so many people having to repair like pipe work, and they've had burst pipes, and they've had pumps go, and the panic and all this. You don't need them. Just bottle water, use the facilities on site, and then that's it. So I hope you enjoyed my top 10. If you have any different ones or you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. I'll do another one similar to this soon if it's popular. And if you would like to watch videos like this and my other campsite reviews, please go to my channel and subscribe. I would really like that to happen. A lot of people who watch me, although very small, not a lot of you are existing subscribers, so please stay with me and press the like button and press the subscribe. I don't put videos out every other day, so I'm quite curated with my content, shall we say, and that's it. So have a good day and we'll see you next time.